Welcome back to Couch Talk, everybody. I'm here to talk about the new trailer for Westworld. And by new trailer, I mean the new trailer. I believe this is the third trailer. The first trailer came out for Season 3, and I wasn't that impressed. Then another trailer came out, and again, I wasn't that impressed. And now they came out with a trailer that actually has me excited. You get a little bit more of an idea of what this season is going to be about. And I just want to go back in time a little bit and talk about the past two seasons before I really talk and dive into this one. I remember when the first trailer for Season 1 came out, it kind of blew me away a little bit. I was really excited for it, and looking back at it now, it seems like Game of Thrones really wanted to find something that was going to fill the void of there no longer being a Game of Thrones. Chewie, I'm almost done. I love you. And yes, Game of Thrones wasn't done yet, but the horizon was there. Like, people knew it was ending in a season or two, and they wanted to find something that would keep people coming back to HBO and watching more. Now, don't get me wrong, I think HBO has other great shows, but that adventure, fantasy, sci-fi epic, it's at an all-time high right now. I mean, you don't have things like Lord of the Rings anymore. You don't have things like Harry Potter anymore, and like everything's superhero-related. And I love superheroes. Batman's my favorite thing ever. You know, I can't wait for the new Batman, but I also miss these other fantastical worlds like Game of Thrones gave us, and them ushering this in really helped at the time, because I remember when it first came out, I would go into work and all the people would be in the kitchen at my job, and we would all sit there and talk about last night's episode of Westworld, and it kind of like gave us that security, like, this show's amazing, and it's going to give us something to talk about for years to come, even after Game of Thrones is gone. And the first season was so strong. It was really that wish fulfillment which made it so good, in my opinion. Like, they say that the movie Shazam was kind of wish fulfillment. Like, you know, we all grew up as kids wanting to be superheroes, and we finally got to see a movie that was about a kid that got to become a superhero, and we got to see what that was like for a kid to experience that. And it's the same thing with, like, Westworld. It's like, you know, we all growing up wanted to be cowboys and Indians and cops and robbers and, you know, the Wild West. It was cool. It's a cool time period. And how cool would it be if you can go to a park and drink, have sex, live out your darkest fantasies, which I get it, it's fucked up, man, but let's be honest, if we can go to a park, dress up as a cowboy, and shoot robots, we would all do it, knowing that it's not real human beings, we're just having fun. It was that wish fulfillment, and, you know, we got to follow characters going to this park, getting to do that, and it was exciting. It was exciting to watch this, and it was exciting to see the opening, you know, episode with Painted Black playing over, like, an old school, like, Wild West bank robbery, and just people having fun, living out their wildest dreams. And again, Season 1 was so strong that it set a precedent for the rest of the show, because then when Season 2 came out, it was a little weak. It was a little disappointing. I did not hate it. A lot of my friends hated it, and some of my friends actually stopped watching halfway through and didn't get to experience it to the end, which in my opinion had a really great plot twist with Ed Harris. But it wasn't as fun, and it lost that shock and awe factor, and they had a lot of great ideas in there. Like, everything with the samurais, everything with Ed Harris, everything with Tessa Thompson. I love Tessa Thompson. They had good ideas, and the whole idea of the uprising of the robots was good, but the delivery just wasn't that good. It wasn't that exciting anymore. It wasn't that wish fulfillment. It kind of got bogged down in the shadow of its previous season. It didn't hook a lot of people the way the first one did. It wasn't fun. The first season was fun, and it was an adventure, and this season was a lot more dark, serious, mystery, which works, but not when it's contrasting with what the first season was, because people went into that and they got this epic, awesome, fun adventure, and now it's completely changing tones. I don't mind it, because I think deep down, the problem with that first season is when you start off that strong, you could only really go anywhere but down in that setting. Like, because you really have to think about it. There's only so much you could do with that one setting, with people going to this park and experiencing their dreams, before you have to kind of add an element to usher in a new season, a new reason why we're still there. Why are we still in this park? What is the point of this show? What is the end game? What is Season 8, you know, the final season, you know, gonna be? What is this show leading to? Game of Thrones, we knew. It was in the title. It's a Game of Thrones. It's who's gonna get the throne. And this, what was the point? And they had to take it in a direction, and they did that in Season 2. But again, it changed the tones, which turned a lot of people off. So my curiosity going into season 3 was what can they do to win back that audience, win back me. I mean, they didn't lose me completely, but I'm the type of person where if I start a show, I watch it to the end. I know a lot of people that'll start a show, they'll watch like 2 or 3 seasons, and then they'll just be like, no, that's not for me, and they'll just stop. A lot of my friends did that with Dexter. You know, the first 5 seasons of Dexter were amazing. Oh, well, not amazing. The first 3 seasons were amazing. Then the last couple seasons weren't that good. And the final season was amazing until the last episode. Anyway, I'm stretching too far here. I know a lot of people that do that. If I start something, I'm going to finish it. And I liked season 2, not as much as I liked season 1. But I was always going to come back to season 3. But I was curious to see how they would win that audience back. Because I kind of feel like, even though this wasn't announced, this is going to be the last season. So I'm just curious to see what direction they were going to go in. And I think they did a great job. Because you can't stay in the park anymore. It's played out. Clearly people don't want to see that. Westworld has lost a lot of viewers. I remember reading an article that it was one of the biggest drops in viewership from season 1 to season 2 in history. One of, not the biggest, and not the top 5, but top 20. It was a pretty drastic drop. So I was just thinking to myself, they're not just going to end it with season 2. They're going to at least give the writers, which is actually Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother, and I forgot the other girl's name, but they're not just going to screw them over. They're going to give them a chance to end it, but, they're going to want to end it on a high. And I was curious to see what's going to happen, and this looks great. They're really, if you were going to do anything to make this plot interesting again, it was take these robots out of the park and see what they do in the real world. And that is exactly what we're getting here. That's what this trailer is giving us. It gave us a ton of plot details. Aaron Paul looks like he's going to fit in very well with this show. I've been waiting for his comeback. I loved him in Breaking Bad. I thought the movie Need for Speed was really underrated. I love that movie. I'm aware that the story's kind of dumb, but it was just a really good, fun, blockbuster adventure film. And I just love seeing him have a chance to shine on the big screen. And then he's been doing a couple indie movies, and there was a couple that I liked, and there's a couple that are just dreadfully bad. And, I mean, his acting chops are just so good, so I've been dying to see him make a comeback. And he looks really good in this. Tessa Thompson looks amazing in this. I forgot the girl that plays Dolores, but she looks really good in this. No one looks like they're honing it in. It looks like everyone's getting the arc they deserve. They showed a little bit of Ed Harris in there. I am very curious to see what these people are going to do in the real world. Dolores has that one great moment in the trailer where Aaron Paul asks her what she's going to do, and she's just like, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. And he's like, what's that? And she's like, kill everybody. And, it's kind of cool. It's like the movie I, Robot, where robots are just going to rise up and destroy humanity, or at least it seems like that's what they're aiming to do. Especially since Dolores is traumatized from what humans have done to her in the park. After all the times she's been raped and shot and killed, she hates these people. This is kind of like the Planet of the Apes movies, but instead of apes, it's robots. You want to root for them, even though you know they're trying to kill mankind, but, that's, one of the best driving points of a plot to me. I remember I saw this movie, Warrior, with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton, where they played brothers that wound up joining a UFC tournament to try and raise money. One of them raised money for his family to pay the bills, and the other one was trying to raise money for his dead friend to give the money to the wife. And you got to see both sides of the story, so when it came time at the end of the movie where they had to fight each other, you didn't know which one you wanted to win, because they were both fighting for good reasons, relatable reasons, that we could all agree with. And making that much of a compelling arc where you don't know who to root for is key to a really good story, and they're doing that here because, on one hand, you want to sympathize with humanity. We're getting to watch humans live out the fantasies we want to live by going to these parks and killing these robots. But then on the other hand, it's showing the side of the robots where they're like, we're getting killed all the time, and, we're slaves. So you get it. And I think if the show is going to end, this is a perfect way to do it. And hopefully this gets the viewers back so they can keep it going. But if not, I love the idea. I love where this is going. I'd love to see it come to a close. I really dig what they're doing. It looks very Blade Runner mixed with iRobot mixed with Planet of the Apes. And I just think that it's going to be a really fun and wild time. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for Westworld Season 3? Did you like Season 2? And do you think it'll keep going, or do you think this is the last season? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, I'll catch you next time.